Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is May 28th, and we are going to take a look at Palantir stock. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research, make your own decisions. Okay, very interesting day for Palantir. We closed up 25 cents, 1.1% at 22.95. Post-market, we seem to be even Steven. What is really interesting is that okay, we have been going along this support line since May 11th even, day of the earnings. So we have been going up this support line, and look at what happened today. So I checked briefly the price during the day, and I saw, wow, it was going up to, today we went up to 24.70, 24, the high is 24.75. So that's pretty high, and that's clearly outside our resistance. You know, we have a double resistance. We have the one that hugs the body of candles, and the other one who is touching more the little wick that we had here on April 14th. So basically, look at this. We went up to 24.75, and we almost perfectly touched, because I drew this 5 minutes ago towards the 1 hour chart. So this is the one you already know about, and I decided to draw this upper resistance. And yes, it should be pinkish. So this is the upper resistance, and I drew this here, and it looked good to me. You know, I could have drawn this one here, so that's a possibility also. So we can have a double resistance here if we need it. But I preferred to draw it here so that we could touch here and also support these guys here that seem to be a little bit high, and then the stock went down. So basically, after drawing this, when I came back to the daily chart, I saw that, well, look at this, almost perfectly touched this. So let's look at the 1 hour chart again to see what happened during the day. So we started the day here with a gap up. So see, there were no transaction prices between 22.72 and 22.87. So this is a gap. This is what's called the gap on the 1 hour chart. The price usually move up and down in a continuous fashion, but sometimes you have somebody that wants to buy at this price, and then boom, it starts to go up and make a gap. So we had a nice big, look at this, yeah, nice big volume here. We have 1.5 million shares that were purchased early in the morning at 9:30, pushing the stop super high. But then with this long wick meant that the stock retreated within the hour to close at a lower price. So the effect of the 1.5 million shares purchased was absorbed by the market, and then the market came down. So it means that sellers were kind of in control at some point, because if buyers were in control, the stock would have stayed up. But we had enough sellers at this point to bring the stock down. So there are some people selling at the same time as people buying. But then overall, we can say it's almost even Steven. We had from the second hour red candle, red candle, red candle, but we seem to be, having a very local resistance at 22.95. So 22.95, we touched here, and we closed almost perfectly at 22.95. So this number is going to be an important number to watch on Monday. Will the stock stay above 22.95? If not, we have this support right underneath here that should help us maybe keep the stock keep going like this, or of course the stock can decide to go down a little bit lower on this support or on the 21 support. Looking at the stochastic from the 1 hour perspective, stochastic is pretty low. The stochastic is pretty low, so stochastic went down super fast. So this indicates that from an hourly perspective, the stock does not have a lot of oomph. You know, it's deflated. Also, this candle pattern. I hate this when it does that. This candle pattern here is called a shooting star, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, it's not a bullish candle because it shows that the buyers try to bring the stock up, but then the sellers were so strong and so wanted to sell so many shares that the stock went just back down, and look at this. We closed back down underneath the bigger resistance. So basically, this is a sign. This can be interpreted as a sign of a reversal. So I would not be surprised. I might be wrong, but I would not be surprised if the stock would not come down to here. Let's look at the indicators. Something interesting here. We have the stochastic, which is quite high. We were at 79 yesterday, and we are at 76 today. Just a smaller decrease. So I like to see this. So seeing this gives me hope that maybe we are not going to come down. A little bit of a hope. MACD is still bullish from the crossover perspective, but the MACD is still not fully bullish because the two lines of MACD are still under zero. So if you look at this part here, the blue line is at minus 0.06 and the orange line is at minus 0.49. When both of them will be over zero, then it's gonna indicate a bigger push. And lo and behold, what did happen? So we have the DMI that has crossed over bullish. So I'm gonna put a green thumb. So I don't think it has been bullish, to be frank, since I started doing videos on YouTube. Yes, so DMI for Palantir, since I've been making videos since March, has not been bullish, but now it is. So this is usually a good sign. And I'm sorry if you feel that we see some contradictory indications. This is the name of the game. This is the stock market, and I think this is why it's so interesting, because it's not clear cut. It's not clear cut as to yeah, it's the perfect time to buy, and oh, okay, right now, no, it's the perfect time to sell. It's not. It's never clear cut. It's never clear cut like this. It's never clear cut. You have different indicators showing different aspects of the stock. You have trend lines. You have resistance line, and I want to tell you that resistance lines, support lines, also known as trend lines, are the most important lines to take a look at. The indicators are always to be taken with a grain of salt, even though I spent some time telling you about indicators. They are important because sometimes when we look at the trend lines and support lines, we don't see everything, and the indicators are helping us to see different things. But at the end of the day, support lines and resistance lines are the most important. So far, that being said, so far, Palantir has been rejected by the resistance. So far, resistance is holding. And if the resistance is holding, it means that the stock cannot go higher. So this is what we see right now. On Monday, things might be different, but here so far, this is what has been happening. So even though the DMI has crossed over, I would not use that as a 100% buy signal. Okay, bingo, now we can buy. We have all our three indicators. If we were outside of the resistance while the three indicators would confirm the stock going outside of resistance, then that would be one thing. And a better signal would have been the stock going outside of resistance and then coming back a little bit to do a little low on the resistance becoming support, while at the same time having the three indicators green. Then that would have increased the possibility that it's going to be a profitable trade. So right now we have the indicators. The indicators are ready, but the resistance is still in play. So what might very well happen is that, as I mentioned, Palantir might be going back down a little bit, a little pullback. It could pull back either to 2150, because you see here, if you look at the April 13th, we have been stopped by the resistance. No coincidence there. Stochastic was not super high at that point. Now it's higher. But then we had a pullback. And the pullback stopped at 2150, and then it retested again. So maybe this is going to happen again. We have been rejected by resistance, and we might be pulling back to 2150. And if that happens, if we go back to 2150, and then if we bounce on it and then break again the resistance for good that time with the three green thumbs, then that will be a much higher probability trade to take. But as I mentioned here, I'm only here to show you the different sides of the coin. Yeah, there are not only two sides of this stock market coin. There are several sides to it, and my job, as I see it, is to give you all of the sides of the dice that I see. I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that. And then you can decide, okay, my strategy will be to buy when this and this is true and this is false, and boom boom boom. So this is how I see our relationship. You can leave me in the comments what you think about my understanding of our relationship. So I read all of your comments, and I will gladly listen to your opinions and adjust myself accordingly. But this is what I am seeing. So all in all, we had a great week for Palantir. If you were long around this area here when we touched support a few times, then you might be saying to yourself, this is not a financial advice, but you might be saying to yourself, okay, I might sell a little bit. I might sell a certain percentage of my holding, or I might just weather the storm and hold. This is your own decision, but some people might decide to sell a little bit at resistance, and if the stock comes back down and bounces on support, then you can buy some more. You can buy some more at a lower price, buy the dip. This is a case where if what I drew happens, is a great time to buy the dip when there's a real dip on the overall trend, which is a bull trend. So that's the only time you need to buy the dip, is when the stock is going up. You don't buy the dip when it's going down. So I hope you appreciated this video. Thank you for subscribing. I publish a Palantir and Tesla video every single day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. I read all of your comments. We have a Patreon account if you want to give me a little bit of a push to continue doing these videos. And we have a free Discord server if you want to discuss amongst yourselves better than the comment section below YouTube. So I'm going to wish you a great weekend. We are going to talk on Monday, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.